Hey guys, and welcome back. We are on Chapter 2, Lesson 7. All right, so today we are going to be learning about how to find the percent of a number and to find the percent of a number when the percent is greater than 100 or less than 1. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to read the problem for example 1, which is on page 148. So it says, refer to the circle graph. Suppose there are 300 students, all right, at York Middle School. Find the number of students who have a cheese snack. Okay, so if we're looking at snacks, we see that cheese is right here at 15%. Okay, so there are two ways that you can do this. The first way, which is we can find the percent, write the percent as a fraction. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to do 15, okay, because it's percent over 100. And then we are going to equal that to 300 because it says 300 students. All right. So the reason why I'm doing this, it's percent over 100 equals our total over part. Okay. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 100 to 300 is going to give us, multiply that by 3, okay, which we're going to do the same thing to this one, which we're going to do 15 times 3, which is going to give us 45, okay, so 45 students have cheese, okay. All right, method 2, we have writing the percent as a decimal. Okay, so this one you would have to make it into a decimal and then multiply. So what we're going to do is we are going to make 15% into a decimal, which we go 1, 2. All right, so 15% would be 0.15. All right, and then we're going to multiply that by 300, okay, because it asked out of 300 students. After you multiply everything, you are going to get 45 students again. All right, two different ways that you could do this problem. All right, next we are on example 2, which is percents greater than 100 or less than 1. So number 2, we have find 145% of 320. Okay, so just kind of like how I did up here, I did the percent over 100 equals part over total. I still got the answer correct, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So I'm going to do is over of equals percent over 100, okay? And you can flip this around so that it's also percent over 100 equals is over of, okay? So the reason why it says is over of is because usually there's going to be is so much or of this. All right, so we're going to do find 145% of 320. Okay, so I have 145, and since there's a percent, it's out of 100. Okay, equals to 3 of 320. Okay, so since of is on the bottom, I'm going to put 320 on the bottom. Okay. All right, so since you can't go from 100 to 320 right away, you are going to need to simplify 145 over 100. And then you can multiply to it. So first I'm going to simplify this. All right, which is I'm going to get 29 over 20. All right, now I can multiply to 320. Okay, so 20 times 16 will give us 320. All right, what you do on the bottom, you do on top. So you multiply that by 16, which is then going to give us 464. Okay, so 145% of 320 is 464. All right. simplify, and then multiply, just like we learned in chapter 1. Simplify, multiply. All right. So number 3, example 3, we have 220 of 65. Ooh, that's a lot. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to simplify and then multiply, okay? So we have 220 over percent, which will be over 100, all right, of 65. Okay, so we don't know this top number yet. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify 220 over 100. And I'm going to simplify that to 11 over 5. Okay, both of those were able to be divided by 20. All right, so I simplified them by 20 and I got 11 over 5. Now I can start multiplying. So I'm going to get 11 over 5, okay, equals to 65, okay, part over 65. So 5 times what is 65? Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head. Actually, it's 13 because 12 times 5 is 60. Okay, so I'd multiply that by 13. All right, and then now I need to do 11 times 13, which is going to be 143. All right, so our answer for this, so 220% of 65 is 143. Okay. All right, next problem on example 4, it has a decimal with it. All right, so now I know I've been using the fraction, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. For this one, I highly suggest, though, since there's already a decimal in there, to use the decimal, okay? Multiply it by the decimal. So just kind of like there was another one that we did similar to this where we just multiplied and got our answer. So what I'm going to do is the same thing. So I'm going to take 0.25, okay, percent, and I'm going to make that into a decimal. So remember, if you want to go to a decimal, percent to a decimal, you're going to move 2 to the left, okay? You're going left. So I'm going to go 1, 2, all right? Fill my egg cartons, all right? So now my new number, my decimal, is going to be decimal 0025, okay? I'm going to take this number, okay, 0.0025, and I'm going to multiply that by 58, okay? And that will give us that really small number that we're looking for, okay? When we do it with the fraction, it's a little harder, so that's why I'm using the decimal way instead, okay? So we have 0.0025 times 58, which is going to give us 0.145, okay? So 0.25% of 58 is 0.145. Okay. All right, last one, which is on page 150. All right, so it says in a recent state special Olympics meet, Franklin County sent a team of 70 players. 20% of the team competed in soccer. How many athletes competed in soccer? Okay, so again, you can do two different ways for this. I'll show you one with a fraction and one with just a multiplying, okay? So the first one I'm going to do is the fraction. So I'm going to make 20% over 100, okay? And equal that to 70, okay? All right, so now I need to simplify these, which I'm going to get 20 over 100. It's going to be simplified to 2 over 10. All right, and I'm going to leave it like that for now because I know that 10 times 7 is 70, so I don't want to like simplify it more and then have to multiply by a bigger number. Okay, so I'm going to equal that to blank over 70. All right, so 10 to 70, that's multiplied by 7. All right, same thing on top, which will give us 14. There were 14 players. right? The other way that you can do this is you can just make the the percent into a decimal and then multiply it by 70, okay? So if I make 20% into a decimal, okay, move it 2 to the left, I would get 0.2, all right? Multiply that by 70, which then again, I will also get 14 as my answer, all right? That's the great thing about math. You can always do two different ways and get the answer still. All right, guys, so if you need help with anything, please let me know. If you would like to do some IXLs, feel free. All right, so we have S10 and S12 on IXL. If you have any questions, please contact me. I'm on Google Meets all the time. Contact me through my email, eggertc@beardstown.com, or call the school and you can talk to me, not face-to-face. You can talk to me in person. All right, my extension is 4114. All right, guys, please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.